welcome to my channel. I'm gonna be doing story time, letting you guys know what's going on in my life, a little life update. Before we get going, I just want to let you guys know that I have been MIA from my channel because we are expecting. So baby coming in November. We are actually pregnant. Yay! It's a little onesie we made. So cute. Yeah, but that's mostly why I've been MIA from my channel. Been having some little stuff going on. Morning sickness. I am not getting morning sickness, but in the morning, let's say if I don't have breakfast, I feel a little nauseous and I'm just like, oh, so I have to eat something. Vomiting, no vomiting. I've never been a person to be vomiting, even with my son Elijah. Like, I've never had that before. Never vomiting, never, nothing of that. I am getting lots of headaches. Another thing is right now I'm sick. I sound a little bit better, but I do get a lot of, like, I think allergies, a stuffy nose and watery eyes and lots of boogers. So that's what's been going on. Excuse Elijah, he's been eating spaghetti and sauce all over his face. Is that Elijah? He is actually watching Netflix, right? So right now I'm actually 9 weeks, and not gonna lie, I've been really mad because I finally had my prenatal appointment and it's been pissing me off so bad because I'm like, when the hell am I gonna know what's going on? But the reason why I'm mad is because I'm gonna let you guys know the story that happened to me. So right now I'm gonna be doing story time. My first time ever doing story time because I'm like, what's the point? But sometimes it's cool to hear other people's like experiences that they've been going through, because maybe you're going through it too, or maybe you're just interested in all this stuff. So when I find out that I was pregnant, I of course waited until, you know, to see if I did get my period or not. I didn't get it, so I was kind of like worried, but I was like, okay, well, I'm never late. And then my husband's like, no, just wait because you're always late. We'll see, maybe you're gonna get it late or something. So anyways, I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I think I've waited till the end of the month and I was like, okay, no, I am pregnant. I gotta do now a pregnancy test. So I did a home pregnancy test and of course it came out positive, but we gotta do it in the morning. He was like, okay, well, let's redo it. So I redid the pregnancy test and again, it came out positive. So we did 2 and it came out positive. So we're like, okay, oh my God, so we are expecting. So anyways, we really didn't tell anybody right there because I wanted to go do like a legit pregnancy test at a doctor's. So I ended up going to Planned Parenthood and that's where I did it. And of course we are pregnant. So yes, when we did the pregnancy test, it came out to be that I was already 7 weeks pregnant. And I was like, oh, okay, you know, okay, cool. Elijah's really excited to be being a big brother. Like, mi amor?
Yeah.
You're going to take care of the baby, right?
Yeah.
Change the baby's diapers? Yeah?
Yeah.
Give him food? Give him food, right? Guys, so we didn't really tell nobody. I kind of just told my mom, hey, you know what, I am pregnant. I think we told Manny's mom too. We're like, hey, I think we're pregnant. Well, I'm not really sure we did yet, actually. So anyways, moving on with the story. So on Saturday, I remember it was Saturday, I was actually having my last day of work. So, you know, the whole day, I think I started work at 3. Throughout the whole day, I've been okay. I got a little bit of like tummy aches that I was kind of like, maybe what I'm eating, it's affecting my stomach, you know, maybe I shouldn't eat that much.
So Mom had a baby. Stomach.
Anyways, so throughout the whole day in the morning, you know, I had breakfast and all that stuff, and I had a little bit of like a tummy ache. Stop! You need a shower, dude. Yeah, go watch over there. Alright, so I was having my last day of work, and before going to work, of course, I got ready, did my makeup, got my clothes on, and for work, I have to wear everything black, so I was wearing anything black. I remember, you know, packing my lunch, and I was heading for work, and I got to work, and before going into my work area, I was sitting outside, and I was like, oh, I'll just sit here for a bit. And everything was normal, you know, nothing felt weird. But as soon as I walked into work, I think it was already, I started at 3, and it was already, I think it was 2:45, and I got into work. And as soon as I was walking into work, I felt like I peed on myself. But it wasn't like a little bit of pee. It seemed like I had gushed out a lot of pee, and I was kind of like, oh my god. So anyways, I was kind of like, okay, let me go to the bathroom in a bit. Let me just put my stuff in the fridge, my food. I remember I was like, oh hey, saying hi to my boss or whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I still got like 5 minutes before I clock in. And as soon as I went into the bathroom, I kind of, like I told you, felt really wet. And I was kind of like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. I just peed on myself. And my coworkers and my boss, they didn't know I was pregnant, so I hadn't told them anything yet. But when I did pull down my pants and I saw my underwear, it was actually red. It was like a lot of blood. It was so scary. Like, I started panicking. I started thinking the worst. I was like, oh my god, I think I just lost the baby. I think I'm having a miscarriage. And I was tripping balls. Like, I was shaking, and the good thing I had my phone, and I was like, oh my god, like, what do I do? So I grabbed my phone and I called my husband. I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on, I'm bleeding. Like, I was already, like, my voice was shaky, and I was already kind of crying. Like, it was really intense. I was like, I don't know what's going on, I'm bleeding. And I was like, what do I do, you know? And of course, like, it was my first time ever. I have never had experiences before. And remember, I was 7 weeks pregnant, so of course in my head I was thinking the worst. I was remembering all these like movies that I've seen of people like losing the baby once they're bleeding out, and I don't know, I was just really like, oh my god. So as soon as that happened, I walked out of the bathroom and my boss was there, and I was like, oh my god, I have an emergency. And she was like, what's going on? And I was like, I'm bleeding. And she goes, oh my god, do you need a pad? And I'm like, no, I'm 7 weeks pregnant, I'm really bleeding a lot, I don't know what to do. I think I have to go to the hospital or something. He was like, you know what, the best thing is for you to go to the hospital. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I was literally about to clock in and start working. And remember, this is my last day of work. I had already gotten paid for those days, and I feel really bad that that happened, but it was also really intense for me because, like I said, it has never happened to me, and I was really, really scared. And my boss gave me a hug, and she goes, oh my god, it's okay, don't worry, just go to the hospital, see what's going on, everything's gonna be okay. And I just grabbed my stuff and I walked out. Thank god I was wearing black, because while me walking to my car, where my car was parked at, I still had to wait for the elevator. My car was in the bottom floor area, and there was no stairs for me to walk through, which I wish I would have just walked through the stairs really fast and gotten in my car and left. While I was waiting for the elevator, I was gushing out more blood, and I could feel like my pants getting wet in my underwear. At that moment, I was kind of like, what's going on? You know, I'm like, oh my god. And I kind of like touched my pants, and they were soaked. Like, I touched it and I could see it on my fingers. Really a scary situation. Like I said, it has never happened to me on my first pregnancy. Everything was perfect, nothing ever happened. I think I did get some gestational diabetes for my first pregnancy, but like, this is a whole complete different thing that you just think, oh my god, I'm losing the baby, or I lost the baby already, you know? So I did drive myself to the hospital, and that's where I met my husband, because me and my husband were at 2 different areas. I was like at work and like in Walnut Creek, and he was at work, he was at home like in Bay Point. So it was kind of like 35 minutes away from each other, and we had to meet each other in the middle. That's where the hospital was at. He was like, okay, I'll just meet you there. And he's like, don't panic. And I'm just like really tripping. While I sit in the car and I drove there, I was just thinking of the worst, you know, instead of thinking of the best. It's just that you're really scared because of what's going on. And as soon as I got up again from my car, I just felt like another gush of like blood coming. I was just like, oh my god, it's like nonstop bleeding. Like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so I went into the hospital, you know, they took me in really fast, but as soon as I was in there, they kind of like forgot about me, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, where everybody at, you know? But they did tell me that we're gonna do some blood tests, they were gonna have to do an ultrasound, and I was gonna be there for like 2 hours. I got there from 3, like 3:15, 3:20, I think. I left home till like 3, 4, 5, till like 6 or 7. And it was intense hours waiting and waiting for results and waiting for everything to see what was going on. So I had to get an ultrasound, like what they do, like, you know, checking your belly. But since the baby was so small, they really couldn't see the baby. The baby was okay. I guess heartbeat was normal as well. But then they had to do another ultrasound, vaginal, like going in that area, which they have a camera and they're able to see more in the inside of your uterus and all that stuff. So they do that. The camera was really big, like a long stick, and I was kind of like really scared. I was like sweating, and I had my hands like this, like next to me, pulling my pants, kind of, well, pulling like the sheets, you know, kind of holding on because I was kind of like nervous. And then the lady goes, "Are you nervous?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm nervous because it's not gonna hurt or not." She's like, "No, it's not gonna hurt, but you shouldn't be nervous because the baby's gonna get nervous too, and you know, it's just gonna be hard for us to even see anything." So I was kind of like relax, you know. I finally did relax, and the way they did put it in, it didn't even hurt. It was a fast process. They did last a couple, like maybe I think like 5 or 6 minutes in that area, the uterus, just taking pictures of everything and kind of really looking at what's going on. So while I was there, my dumb self didn't ask any questions. I didn't say like, what's the baby doing? How's the baby doing? How's the baby okay? Or, you know, what's going on? I was just quiet. I guess I was just thinking. I kind of like, I don't know, I guess I kind of forgot what was going on, and I was kind of like, you know, like worried and daydreaming into other stuff because I was kind of like, oh my God, I hope the baby's okay. But I never asked, which I was really dumb of myself to not ask. Whenever you guys are in this situation, if they're not saying nothing to you, don't be quiet. Just ask them, because you're worried more about the baby, you know, and you want to know the baby's okay. My dumb self, I didn't even ask. So they didn't even tell me nothing. I was just kind of like, you know, daydreaming into, I don't know, something else, trying to distract myself. So yeah, so after that, they, like, again, they didn't say nothing. If they found anything in the uterus, if I was bleeding for some reason, if I did nothing. They took me back to my room, and they're like, okay, just wait here. The doctor's gonna come. We're gonna have your results in a couple of hours. Just waiting there, and I had my mom and my husband and my son, and my mom was like, oh, you know, are you okay? Like, are you stopped bleeding? I was like, yeah, I think I'm done bleeding. When the doctor did come, he did tell me what was going on. I guess they found a cyst in my, I think it's the left area of my uterus, or the left, I forgot, but it's in the left area of my uterus. It's 3 centimeters, which is pretty small. They said it's more like, it's a cyst, but it's also called a tumor. When he said tumor, me and my mom were like, wait, what? A tumor? What do you mean? Is this bad? Like, we started tripping out. Good thing is he said it wasn't a bad tumor. It's not a malignant tumor. So that means it doesn't have cancer in it. But they do want me to remove it maybe once the baby's born, because it could grow. If it bursts, it could affect you. You could be in pain. But that's what they found, and I was really like scared when they told me that I had a cyst, a tumor, because I was like, a tumor? Like, am I gonna die? Like, is the baby even gonna be okay, you know? The doctor said it wasn't malignant again, so I was kind of more like, okay, you know? But still in the back of my head, I'm still thinking, like, again, like I told you guys, I haven't had like my first prenatal legit appointment with my doctor, so I haven't even asked the doctor anything of if the baby's gonna be affected, if it's gonna be bad for me to have a baby. Like, I'm still kind of like in the middle, floating of questions and thinking in my head, you know, but I just hope for the best, and I hope that the baby's okay. The cyst is pretty small, and when I did talk to a nurse about it, she was like, oh no, the baby's heartbeat is good. He did say that the heartbeat of the baby was good. Small, so it shouldn't affect it. I also been reading about the cyst. And, you know, it's actually pretty nasty what kind of cyst it is because it's called a dermite cyst. And it's a cyst that contains hair, contains teeth. I think it also contains like fat, and that's how it keeps growing. So it's kind of like another egg that you had, like another baby that you had, but it never developed, so it just stayed there, and it started like accumulating like fat, hair, teeth. I'm like, that's hella scary. So that was like another baby I was gonna have. Like, I don't know, it's weird. But anyways, yeah, so you guys, I'm just like still waiting. Like I said, I had my first prenatal appointment, but I'm meeting my doctor like on the 26th of this month, and I'm gonna ask the doctor everything. I mean, I've read so far that having a cyst that small is not really gonna affect the baby unless it was really big and the baby kind of grows at the same time as the cyst. Then they'll kind of like they'll kind of like bump into each other and kind of affect it, you know, the area of living. Others that have been like really big, then they do get it removed, but it kind of will affect the baby because if they can remove it like with the small surgery, it kind of remove it with like you opening your stomach and all that stuff. But yeah, so far the things I read, they're not bad, and I feel like I would be able to have this pregnancy, and we're just hoping for the best. And yeah, so yeah, this is my story. I don't have an ultrasound picture yet. Again, they didn't give me one there, which makes me super mad because I should be getting one. But hopefully soon I have an ultrasound and I could keep you guys updating on what's going on. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy the story, and if you guys have any questions for me or anything, just let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, you guys.